Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on one of the many wars going on inside of Brooklyn, New York. A gang indictment of 18 men that have been hit with numerous charges, including the murder of a 1-year-old baby boy. May 6th, 2021, the Brooklyn District Attorney announced 18 members of the Huli gang were hit with a 63-count indictment, including 4 murders, 8 non-fatal shootings, and a quadruple shooting that took the life of a 1-year-old last July in Bed-Stuy. All 4 victims were said to be innocent bystanders. The Hoolies are a violent street gang primarily based in and around the Roosevelt housing projects in Bed-Stuy. 15 members of the rival 900 gang were indicted back in January for murder, attempted murder, and other charges stemming from the war between the two. The Huli members are made up of Blood, Crip, and folk sets such as the Mac Ballers, Bloodstone Villains, Bloodhound Brims, Grape Street Crips, 8 Deuce Trade G-Stone Crips, and Gangster Disciples. 11 of the Hoolies were arrested May 5th, while 6 were already in custody on other charges, and 1 remains at large. With a total of 18 men indicted, 10 of them are facing second-degree murder and facing 25 to life. It's alleged that between May of 2018 to May of 2021, the Hoolies committed 4 murders on top of 8 non-fatal shootings involving 9 victims. Of the total 13 victims, 7 were innocent people with no affiliation to the gang war. December 4th, 2018, alleged Huli members Jahil Grant, Akeem Addis, and Oris Howard were shot at in Huli territory by 2 900 members. Jalil was killed and Akeem was wounded, setting off a chain of retaliation shootings by Huli members, including Rasheem Parnell, more commonly known as the rapper Huli Sko, who allegedly shot a 23-year-old man 4 times, leaving him paralyzed. The man was determined by investigators to be an innocent bystander. A 35-year-old man who lived in the rival Sumner housing projects, a known 900 gang area, was walking towards the entrance of the project building when he was shot multiple times in the torso, dying. The shooter is believed to have been Huli member Travis Scott, and the man was also determined to be unaffiliated and only a resident of the housing development. The next day, a 43-year-old innocent bystander was shot in the chest outside of the Kingsborough projects, luckily surviving. Within 48 hours of a Huli member dying and another being shot, the Huli shot 3 men, killing 1, none of them having anything to do with their rivals other than living in the area. March 3rd, 2020, Deshaun Austin and Jaquan Lane spotted a rival in a club. They left, waiting outside, and tracked him to another club where he stood outside in the crowd. Deshaun allegedly walked through the crowd before firing several shots into the man's chest, who later died at the hospital. July 12, 2020, a 3-car caravan was spotted by police in the Roosevelt projects, Huli territory. The caravans are known to police as a blocker car, a chase car, and a shooter. Deshaun Austin was seen getting into the passenger side of an Audi with Akeem Addis in the driver's seat. Police activated their lights and the chase car took off at a high rate of speed to draw the police away. The 2 other vehicles bent the corner near a park where a cookout was taking place, circling the block before parking. Police believe Deshaun Austin and a second shooter walked up, opening fire into a group of people, 4 of which were shot, including 1-year-old Devell Gardner, who was struck in the stomach. The baby boy, who was only 2 months away from his 2nd birthday, died from his injuries. September 1st, 2020, Freedom Williams and Lamore Weems entered a bodega when a 900 member pulled up shortly after entering the bodega. He bought a drink, got back in his car, and Freedom allegedly fired 3 shots into the front driver's side window, striking him in the head. He died 3 days later in the hospital. During the course of the war, incarcerated Huli members maintained contact with the street, receiving updates on the war. The defendants used social media to broadcast gang activity and membership, posting music videos to YouTube referencing acts of violence committed by members. The youngest of 18 men indicted is 19 years old, the oldest 33. And at this time, this indictment is only an accusation and not proof of guilt. We'll have to see how court plays out to determine the conclusion of one of many wars inside of Brooklyn. Now, first and foremost, rest in peace to the 1-year-old baby boy. When I seen the coffin with Coco Melon, I immediately thought of my daughter. And I can't imagine being one of the parents, knowing that everyone involved was an innocent bystander. It's not like the father was gang banging and they targeted him and shot the baby. Everyone involved is said to be innocent. At least that's what the police believe. And honestly, the majority of these fucking shootings, from what the indictment is saying, is they shot innocent bystanders. Motherfuckers that just lived in the projects. They just went and popped them. Either they were thinking they were affiliated or they were just hitting anybody they could hit, which is not respectable in my opinion. If you're at war with a certain group, go get that group. It's the same thing if you're inside a prison, right? If you're in prison and you got this group in your dorm with you or in the next dorm, you're not just gonna go cut some random motherfucker that's in there with you because he's from that neighborhood and he has nothing to do with the fucking war. That's almost viewed as like crashing out on a neutron. Like you hit someone up. If you go to confinement for that shit, you just took yourself out of the war by hitting up someone that has nothing to do with anything. You hit someone that wasn't even a fucking threat. That's not respected at the end of the day, bro. If you want to be gangster, go get right with the gangsters. Go get who you actually trying to get. Go get the people that shot your fucking man, not a 1-year-old kid and all these other random motherfuckers that are getting hit. A 45-year-old that had nothing to do with it. He's walking into his building like, that shit sounds stupid. But at the end of the day, anybody that understands war understands casualties. There's always going to be casualties. There's always going to be people that get hit that aren't supposed to. And it isn't just limited to street violence. This happens in fucking Iraq and every single war that's ever happened in history. Innocent people are going to be killed. That's just how it goes. This is what happens when violence is being projected, when violence is going on. If you're near it, if it surrounds you, there's a chance you could be targeted, there's a chance you could be hit, and you could become a victim. Now, New York is known for bamming gangs. They're gonna come through and try to take out at least 20 people at one time, throw everybody in Rikers Island or some shit. And you know, in the island, it ain't stopping. Like, just because you go to jail, it's on and popping in there too. So I'm sure when they get in there, a gun gets swapped for a razor or for whatever the fuck they got in there. Get a little poker. If they can, a knife. And if they see somebody, they gotta hit them up. And unfortunately, from what I know, in Rikers, you're getting time for cuttings and stabbings. It's not just confinement. You're actually getting sentences on top of what the fuck you're in jail for. So it's a lose-lose situation. You allegedly pop somebody on the street, you go to prison, somebody hands you a blade, you pop somebody in there, and now you're getting hit with another charge on top of the one from the street, and you're most likely not gonna beat the case that you catch inside of jail because not too many people are willing to stand up and say, oh nah, he didn't do it. If the COs are gonna write it up as you did it and put whatever blame on you that they can, you're most likely fucked. But like every other gang in 2020, 2021, everybody is using the gang life to blow up. This is what they're trying to get the publicity from. That's why they're rapping about it. They're not rapping about it because they're like telling on themselves. They want you to know that they're gangster. So you follow them on Instagram and you listen to their songs. So when you sit at home and whatever type of life that you live, you could be a fucking mechanic, but you're sitting in the mechanic shop like, yo, I'm drilling shit, da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, you're in your little zone. And for you, the music is just a zone. It might get you pumped up in the gym, but for them, it's a lifestyle. And they feel that they gotta fuel that lifestyle so they can rap about the shit, and then they're gonna turn into a fucking Chief Keef. And 9 times out of 9, they either die or go to jail before they ever achieve that type of lifestyle, that type of fame, that type of money. And that's just the reality of the lifestyle. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.